We trained probably 500 volunteers to help 500 kids in math through the pandemic. And about half an hour ago, I was sitting in my room thinking like, oh my God, what business do I have leading a workshop about math education? I felt like I am a total fraud coming here and sharing these insights with you. And I think that's how deep these beliefs run. So just, what Rohan has created is so wonderful, but it's also just good to recognize that if you feel that way, you're not alone and you can still benefit people and help them learn math, even if you have those feelings. So just to kind of go along with this idea of Prodigy, I think one of the real benefits of the curriculum is it's mastery based. And if you're not familiar with mastery based learning, it's a concept that was coined by a scholar at MIT named Benjamin Bloom. And he found that students who are able to learn one-on-one at their own pace in a sequential way. So they're mastering foundations before moving on to the next step, learned 90% faster than children who are learning in a group setting. And the value of a well-designed math program where you have to really learn addition, multiplication, all of the basics before you move on to higher level math is that you don't have those gaps later on. And that can also address a lot of the issues with learning differences. And one thing I like about Prodigy is it is structured in a way to make sure that those fundamentals are mastered, and that can take away a lot of the stress of learning. So a lot of people brought up this thing of, okay, I don't feel like we have enough time to teach math, or the math is going so slow. And what I really want to encourage all of you to think about is that learning isn't linear. Like sometimes math is going to go really fast and sometimes it's going to go really slow. But most research shows that you are going to end up at the right place. And when I'm tutoring, occasionally I will ask a child a question and then I just wait and they're quiet. They don't actually even respond. Or they might be running around doing something else entirely. Occasionally, after a minute or two, I might say, okay, did you think about that? And then it's done. Maybe the next day they'll come back and they'll haven't had an insight, or it might be a month from them. But I think that sometimes as parents, we have this instinct to say like, did you hear the question? You know that, you know that, you know that. And we don't really give them that space for the seed to grow. And so I know that it's really hard when you feel like your child isn't learning as fast as their peers, or you're just stuck on the same dang multiplication principle for months. But as long as you're consistent and maybe pushing them a little bit, things will start to click.